is 6:17 on this glorious Tuesday morning. Welcome back to Sunrise, and it's time for our headlines with our girl T to the K. Let me just say, TK.
What's that mean?
I had the best time yesterday.
Oh,
it was so nice.
Well, good morning.
I experienced yesterday too, and I do concur. It was a good little vibe.
Thank you so much, lad. Miss Ferdy, grandson.
She sent me.
Come out.
Just come out, you know.
She sent me.
Yeah, man.
My best go-to outing clothes.
It's that thing. When people just bathe off little and come to places, you know, you look nice, man. You look really great. It's great to have you.
Shower works. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. But let's welcome to the headlines.
Yes.
Let me take you through them. So we go through the headlines so you don't necessarily have to. First up, EOJ readiness. This is from the CVM newsroom. So almost a week after local government elections, the Electoral Office of Jamaica, the EOJ, determined a winner. Finally, right? So the office, which had claimed there could be a possible local and general election simultaneously, is now facing criticism from the public for the time it took to declare the final results. But some political analysts oppose the public's opinion that the EOJ has been inefficient. Dr. Nadine Spence, for example, explains a few challenges cannot determine the agency's preparedness regarding the anticipated general elections. The analysts believe the entity is prepared. They say what the EOJ needs is just a little improvement.
You know, to be absolutely honest, I think were the election a complete blowout or like very skewed in favor of one party versus another, I think we'd have had the result much faster. Yeah. In the case of a 2020 general election, we had the result the very night of. I think when it's closer and the race is tight and there are areas where there are ties, personally, I don't have an issue with them taking the time to go over, recount, and make sure that the results are genuine, authentic, and reflective of what the people voted.
I agree. Precision takes time.
Yeah.
Precision takes time. In their defense, what we want are what we say free and fair elections, right? A hasty decision is not necessarily an accurate decision. And if it takes a certain amount of time to ensure that we are precise in our decision, then, I mean, efficiency is also important. Let's not try to negate that. Efficiency is important. However, you know, we want it to be precise.
Yeah.
We want to give the people the time to do the necessary, you know, work.
As I say, I understand the feedback of the people, and I don't think you can ever... There is nothing wrong with taking constructive criticism and improving on something, but I'm not sure in this instance I would agree entirely that it was an inefficiently done process.
I think one of the challenges, I was reporting live from the EOJ when the counting was being done and the results were being given, and I think one of the challenges was the way in which the information was communicated. And I think that maybe the EOJ on the back end, they knew how close it was, they were being very careful, but the dissemination of the information felt like it was taking longer than normal. And so I think maybe it was sending the message of maybe they don't have things as under control, whereas maybe it was just the way that the information was being disseminated.
But the question still stands then. If we have a close local government and a close general elections, are we ready to take on both of those simultaneously? Especially
if it requires the precision that you were just referring to. Because once it becomes a close thing, then you're going to have a lot of recounting and checking, and so
exactly.
It's going to take time.
So we'll see. I mean, because the benefit of putting them together, of course, is the
savings.
We save millions of dollars when they're lumped together. So hopefully it's something that we can get to, I believe, because if we can send those resources to other things, I think that would be great.
That would be helpful.
So hopefully we're ready for that. Yeah, but the EOJ says they could possibly be ready for it, so let's take them at their word.
And listen, there's always room for improvement in anything.
In everything.
Right? So
in everything.
Feedback taken.
All right, so next up, Haitians seeking asylum in Jamaica. So almost a week ago, the Ministry of National Security issued a ruling in which it declined the requests of 37 Haitians, including children who were seeking asylum. Reflecting on the current and past rulings involving Haitians, Attorney-at-Law Dr. Marcus Goff says he's convinced that Jamaica has covertly blacklisted Haitian migrants. Dr. Goff explains the requests were denied on the basis that the Haitian refugees did not meet the criteria for eligibility. He notes the group was judged collectively, though, and none of the 37 requests were considered. Meanwhile, international human rights lawyer Maylene Allen says the ruling blatantly disregards due process. So coming under some fire there as it relates to what we're doing with the Haitians who come onto our shores and what should be done with the Haitians who come onto our shores.
It's such a tough position. It really is a tough position because you always want to be your brother's keeper. You always want to lend a helping hand, extend support, especially for a neighboring nation. And what we do know is that Haiti shares landmass with Dominican Republic, and on that very border, they have a lot of issues. There's a lot of conflict and tension right there in their own land that they share, right, with their neighbor. But the question is, do we have the resources to support individuals seeking asylum? That's my question. Are we able to provide the social programs, the social structure? Again, the resources, do we have it to say, all right, our door is open? This is where it's a bit of a caught between a rock and a hard place from my lens.
I agree. We cannot negate the difficult position that Haiti is in.
Yeah.
We cannot try to play that down any at all, and any assistance that can be lent to Haiti at this time, I'm pretty sure is assistance that's welcome. The challenge is that we are already stretched.
Yeah.
In Jamaica, we are stretched. And because we are stretched in Jamaica, it's kind of sort of difficult to ask the government, because the truth of the matter is that Haiti has the potential to be a can of worms situation, no pun intended. Because once we create the protocol to regularize the people who are coming to our shores, then we are basically extending a welcome to them, because it's a humanitarian crisis.
It is.
So people are now going to interpret that. Haitians possibly will interpret this as, we are open to you coming, and again, we are already stretched. We don't have enough to accommodate and cater to our own people.
We struggle ourselves.
That's where the struggle is.
Yeah. I think this situation gives us the opportunity to kind of see how first world countries handle immigration, because we're like, you know, why America can't just open the doors to us, or why Canada can't just open the doors to us? And now that we're in this situation, we can understand, boy, maybe the resources aren't there. I think another challenge is that, I mean, can we vet the people who are coming? Because even right now, I know there was a situation where many Haitian prisoners were released and they're now out. And so who knows who is coming to our shores? So then that brings another layer of fear. You know, are we taking in the people who are just trying to get away from the struggles, or are these people who can cause possible ruckus on our shores now that they have this new market where we are already struggling with crime? So we'll see what happens there, and we'll keep you posted in CVM News. Last up, major crimes, a rising epidemic. Speaking of crime.
Yes.
So on the heels of discussion surrounding a new commissioner of police, lead researcher Dr. Paul Bourne says a quantitative analysis of serious and violent crimes in Jamaica for 2022 and 2023 shows, among other things, major crimes have risen to epidemic levels. Without the proper public health classification locally, he notes a reduction over the period, but explains it's still not enough. He also maintains the fair breeds, as criminals are increasingly aware that certain major crimes, including murder and aggravated sexual assault, have a low clear-up rate. For example, only 47.6% of murders were cleared up over the period, and 35.9% for shootings, around 25% for robbery, and just under 22% for break-ins. So clearly we're having a significant challenge as it relates to crime, and the numbers are not decreasing and declining.
Yeah, and I had this discussion this morning. When it comes down to the crime, it really is a hands-on-heart situation. All hands on deck, and a word to the people who accommodate criminals and put them up. You know what I mean? Like, we have people who are enablers. That's a part of the Jamaica is too small for people to be hiding out.
Yeah.
It's too small a country for people to find solace, you know, and they're not going into caves. Come on. It is now time for a quick break.
And on that note, that's it for the headlines.
Right. It was getting a little tense.
I feel you.
Yes. This is now time for a quick break. When we return, breakfast is served with an Aki remix.
Oh,
You
is this you
don't.
was talking about?
This is what I was making reference
Wanna
to.
save some for me, you know, save some for me.
Oh, yeah.
I will say some for
thank
you.
No,
Andrew, I don't know if you want
Thank
to.
you.
I don't know what Yendis will feel like, but listen, okay? Listen. Do not, this tone that the builder refuse. Come on now, Miss Pearly Grandson.
All right, Stone, come back with us after the break.